Hello, everybody, and welcome to Soul Surfing Sunday. My name is Fonnie D, and I have channeled the cards ahead of time, and this is a energy reading of what's to come. Today is 2/16 of 2025, which is an 18, which is a 9. We have a lot to talk about. I've been off for, I think, I don't know, about a week. Um, I am in the process of going through a now space dark night of the soul. And if any of you have been following me, and a few of you are on my Facebook, my parents passed away a week together. And they weren't married anymore. They were divorced. They've been divorced since 1978, but they had three kids together. And they always kept in contact with each other. But my mother had dementia, and she's had it for a good 10 years now, since they gave her some cancer treatments. It wiped out her, started to give her brain fog, and then it just went downhill. And she was 84 years old. And my father was 91, and he was doing pretty good. And he ended up back in the hospital and didn't come home. So that is what happened. And me and my brother were together. I was on the phone. They're in Pennsylvania, and my brother was with them at the hospital. And my mother, he gave her a kiss and said, "I love you, Mom." And she passed away. So me and my brother are the only ones left out of our family, other than an aunt and a few cousins. Um, I can't explain what I feel. I thought I was ready for the death of my parents because I knew when they took the jab, and they took two of them, that it wouldn't be good. And my father, after he had the jab, he started seeing things. And my father has a bad heart, but my father was really healthy to an extent. But when the doctors took him off of all salt, which is a crime, your body is salt, makes him weak, and he fell a lot. But there's a lot of things that me and my little brother said. I wonder if our parents are going to go together, and they did. My father passed away February 1st, and my mother passed away February 7th. And it was 7 more days until their anniversary, which was Valentine's Day. So yeah, this is what me and my little brother are going through right now. And I have my moments and he has his, but we're trying to be strong. He's got a daughter and two grandchildren, one on the way. And I have me and my husband. So I picked up a lot of energy off this, and I know that this is going to be an energy reading for a lot of the collective. I feel that a lot of us are going through stages right now of release, dark nights of the soul, sadness, happiness. And I am at the point now where I've had my few cries alone a couple times in front of my husband, and listening to my brother, kind of cry and what he's going through. I am going to remember everything beautiful about my parents. I am not going to remember any of this ugliness. I am not going to talk about it. I don't know how my brother feels about it, but I think he's the same way because he took care of my mother for the last 8 years, and I took care of her before that. So we knew that this was going to be. We just did. We thought we were ready. Everybody thinks they're ready. You're never ready. But what you do afterwards, that will show you how ready you were. And I am not going to lose it over this. My mother was a very strong matriarch of our family. And I have been dreaming of her now for the past 3 days, and I've been visioning her, and she's beautiful. And she's young. And when my father passed, I said to him, I was doing a lot of meditation and manifesting. And I said to him, I said, "Dad, if you have to go, go. There's a fishing boat waiting for you. And Mom, you need to help Mom. You need to help Mom across." So I asked for that because my mother was getting to the point where she was in the final stages of dementia. And I very rarely talked to her because she really didn't know who I was, other than I was Fawn. And I think she kind of felt me a little bit because, I still think they're in there. They're just, it's masked. So anyway, that's been my story, and I'm sure you have similar stories right now. We're all going through a lot, and the energies are up and down. But I can say that we, on January 20th, 2025, it's a 12, it's a 3, it's divine. It was a divine shift. That's when we started. That's when we took back our power. And it's time. It's time we take back our power and realize what we're doing and where we're going. So this is an energy read because the energy was so strong that I couldn't ignore this. I said to my husband, I've got to get on. I haven't done a reading in a week at least. And I just feel that I have to be on and do this reading. So here I am. So now I feel that there's a few people that are listening to me and they are going to feel the difference of the shift. If they've been working on themselves, if they haven't been, if they've been working on everybody else, they might not feel the shift as good as we do. So just bear in mind that we're all shifting. Now, I said to my husband, I'm going to do a small reading. This reading is not small. The cards that came out were like crazy. But I am going to read a nine, what the nine means. We know what the nine means. Basically, it goes into itself again. Nine, anywhere you take it, it's a nine. So it's kind of goes into itself. And then three is the father, the mother, and the child, the masculine, the feminine, and the imaginary. That is what we need. We need to combine all three of them and make it magical. So we're going to start, like I said, we know what the three and the nine, I've read it 100 times. I've talked about it. I feel it. I feel that this message is going to be an amazing message to some and maybe a few clicks with others. So we are going to go to the Soul Helper Oracle because it's going to help us kind of see where things are going. Oh, and by the way, I want to read this before uh I start the cards because we got so many fours that I had to pay attention to those. Fours are a strong message from our guardian angels and signifying stability, support, and guidance from the divine. Realm, a powerful reminder that you are being watched over, encouraged to maintain a positive attitude, and are on the right path to manifesting your goals and desires. Solid foundation, in quotes, you have a solid foundation. The angels are working closely with you now. So, yeah, we had some big angel messages here, and I knew it because I can feel them. So now I'm going to read the cards, and I never take two cards, but I'm taking two cards. I took two cards because one flew out and then another one flew out. And I don't think anything is an accident. I think everything is where it needs to be and when it needs to be. This is a number 17, which is a Q card. It's Q the card. Flames of desire, let them shine out in radiant light and shun dark paths. See, with what I'm going through right now, and I'm a fire sign. My brother's a fire sign. He's a Sagittarius. I'm a Leo. My father's a fire sign, and my mother's water. She had the flow of the matriarch through all three of her children that were fire signs. And her husband was a fire sign. So you got four fire signs and water. And let me tell you, she put us out a lot. You're doing what? No, you're not. Okay. Psht. Next. So, and this, the other day I started to cry. And then I thought, you know what? Your mother raised a friggin' warrior. Your mother has been talking to you in dreams for 3 days. And Fonny D, you have to get over this. You have to be strong right now. You have a mission, and your mission is not done yet. So don't lose the fire. So this card come out and it says, flames of desire, let them shine out in radiant light and shun dark paths. The blazing fire of love inside yearns for fulfillment. It longs for physicality, touch, tenderness, and sensual togetherness. It is the most ancient and truly divine desire for fusion. The disillusion of matter. In our world, unfortunately, the flames of desire are used as a means to tie and bind us, which is exactly the opposite of what our divine source once intended for us. Sex sells is now our motto, or at least that of many of those marketing products. And again, unfortunately, it works. These flames of desire are often also used to practice black magic and to bind and ensnare other people. You have drawn this card in order to recognize the truth and withdraw from this false and destructive plan in order to live the pure divine plan of physical and divine love. When two become one in the blazing flames of love, they forget who they are, the self is dissolved, and then they become entirely consumed by feeling and pure energy. Search for the truth of passion, desire, and the flames of love within you and your relationship. If you have no partner, seek out someone who lights a fire in you without asking anything in return. Actively address the issue of desire and do not be ashamed of what drives you. The divine source has given us the hot flames of love as a gift, along with one yearning for a partner and desire for union. Your helpers for the next 21 days is the power animals, the cobra. The herbal essence oil is the patchouli. The healing crystal is the precious opal, and the number is 8. You know, that's kind of interesting the way it says the cobra. I was watching something on Reels the other day, and this baboon was being bitten by a cobra. And he bit him like 4 times, and it didn't even phase the monkey. The monkey just picks him up, sticks him around his neck. And I'm thinking, okay, he's not afraid of it because it didn't hurt him, and he's got this. So it was interesting how the monkey, uh, it didn't fear the cobra because the cobra couldn't hurt it. So sometimes what I'm thinking is we fear things that aren't going to hurt us, but we just fear them because we don't want, it's the unknown. It's taking the blindfold off and looking with your eyes and really feeling into it. Now, we got an 8. Hang on. Okay, now we did get the number 8. Live in this world as a dreamer, create a future paradise. And I kept this because the desire is all good. It's all good. We all have desires. Okay. And 8, that was an 8 right here. That's infinity. And this is an 8. This is infinity. And this is live in the world as a dreamer. So this is desire and dream. We got to be careful with the desire card, though, because that is a lot of fire. And this is earth. And when you start a fire on the earth, you have to maintain it or it'll get out of control. See how she looks like she's could get out of control. She's just going to live as it is a beautiful now space in her life. The butterfly, the flowers, and the sun behind her and on her face. It's just a beautiful difference. Same number, infinity. We have a desire and we dream. I've been dreaming of my mother a lot. And I think that's a good thing because she's been coming back to me a lot. Now, the dreamer of this world are active creators of their own lives and futures in close touch with their imagination and inventiveness. A powerful creative potential awaits each of us when we tap into these aspects of ourselves. With its perfectly balanced energy, each day dream has the potential for fulfillment. There is no ego and no relentless desire, just the pure feeling of dreaming itself. Dreams are deeply connected with their own magic. Whether they are aware of it or not, when they dream, they let go of everything and enter a space where only magic exists. Keep your bold, brave, and beautiful dreams safe in your heart. They are worth more than all the riches of the world. Dream with every fiber of your being for the benefit of all living creatures. It is your mission, indeed your responsibility, to imagine in your dreams a world like a paradise. Dream a better world for us all. Such a world can ultimately only be created by those capable of imagining it. This is the ancient cosmic law of analogy, as within, so without. Only that is within us can be manifested in the outside world. Give your dreams and the images you see in your mind's eye even greater power by experiencing them more intensely so that they can guide you toward your potential. This card indicates that you are in a time in which dreams have more creative power than ever before. Your feelings and emotions are the magic that will make your dreams come true more quickly. Make use of their light and give in to your dreams. Dream a paradise for all living things. Visualize it every day and intensify these dreams with the helpers suggest. Your helpers for the next 21 days, the power animal is the otter. Herbal essence oil is sandalwood. Healing crystal is Moquette marbles, and the number is 8. Um, Let me tell you, this is what I'm feeling that I should say about these cards. There's a lot of difference in these cards, yet they're both 8s. See, this one came first, and this one came second. This one has something in the game that they might not want to lose, and desire can make us make choices that we don't normally take. So desire, you have to be careful with that. This one, you don't. This one is you're dreaming of a beautiful world, like an avatar world where nothing is corrupt, nothing is dirty, nothing can harm you. And you are in your beautiful, imaginary, childlike dream mode. And I know with my dream mode, sometimes I'd rather be in my dream mode than Earth School because Earth School's tough. It's really tough. And you know how I said you can go through a dark night of the soul of your past, but we will always go through a dark night of the soul in our whole lifetime because everything is polarity, positive, negative, and you can't change it. So ride the wave with it, jump with it, feel it, release things you don't want, and put things within your heart that you need that are that will help others. You know, we're in a humanitarian right now. I mean, our world just started as we know it on 120 of 2025. And that's the 12, that's the 3, that's the divine. Well, you know, when I look at the 12, I think of how tricked we were with the 12 months of the year, 12 days of Christmas, 12 to 3, noon. There's just so much around the 12, but nothing really around the 13, which the 13 and 12 horoscopes. It should be 13. 13 months, 28 days, which is the women's cycle, and 13 for signs. That's ether. They took the ether out a long time ago, I think in the 80s, 84 or 85. But there was books on ether because they taught it back in the schools because that was everything that we had going on. And This is a very interesting card to come out. I haven't used the Messenger Oracle lately a lot. I haven't been called to it, but today I was called to it. And it's here, the ancient ones. The indigenous people of the world are those who have lived in harmony with the land for countless generations. Among them are the elders whose knowledge and wisdom can teach us of our relationship with nature, of living a life of empathetic awareness, and to better understand our role as caretakers of the earth. They can teach us the wisdom of taking only what we need, of wasting little, and honoring all sacrifices made so that you may live and grow. Hear the wisdom of the ancient ones, learn from their knowledge, lore, and tradition. You know, the card says it all pretty much. I mean, when I look at this card, it's got everything. It's got the wise owl above the crown, and he's got the eye, third eye. He's got all the crystals. Don't fall. That's almost the second card that went on the floor. He's got the crystals and the potions and the acorns hanging and the golden spiders and the crescent moon over his head and the mushroom. I mean, everything is nature. And he's speaking. It's verbal communication that is going and watering the tree of life. So that's kind of interesting. I just kind of got this feeling when I was looking and thinking about this card. Everything is there for accepting. And when we speak the truth, it waters and we start discovering the beauty around us instead of looking at all the ugly. New growth comes. Tree of life gets refurbished because we're not in that lower negative vibe anymore. Even though my parents just passed away, I'm not negative about it. I'm sad. I miss them. Me, miss them. But their journey was over. And I'm accepting it, but it's still hard because your heart, that they created, they source went to them, you went to them, you seen your family and you chose them for reasons. Uh Not sure what reasons, but for reasons. And this card makes me feel, because he's blind, his eyes are white, he's blind, so he's speaking. And he's got his third eye looking and watching, and the wise owl giving him wisdom. I have seen so many people that may have been blind, but were smarter than hell. And they could talk to someone and make them feel like they're alive again. And that's what I'm seeing with this card. When I started putting these cards out, it was interesting the way they were coming out. Like I've had some of my people say, you just flow with the cards. And I do, because that I'm channeling. That is why the cards are coming to me. And I read them because it's a different perception on it. Some channelers or tarots, they know exactly what the card means. They know it from thought, and I do get those intuitions. But I want a little more. I just don't want my intuition on a card to verbally tell you what I think. I would like a narrator, a book writer that research things to give you the proper things and then tell you about how I feel, how source is making me feel when I'm reading it or thinking about it. So I pulled the Wishcraft Oracle, and you are magic. I love this. It's just a little book. but I got this a while back because I don't know why. Because when I look at a card deck, I can feel the energy and it's like, you need this. So I take it. So I get it. And this is a 16, which is a 7. And I noticed something about the 16s today also. I told you my mother's been talking to me a lot in my dreams. And I can feel her around me. I can feel my father too, but my mother strongly. And her birthday was July 16th, 1940, which is a 4. 40, there is a 4 in it, and a 16, which is a 7. And this card is a 16. When I looked at this card when it came out, I'm thinking to myself, I am enough. Happy Poppet. She's got a little heart, him or her, and they're hugging it. And the heart is purple with passion and gold with light. And it says, Happy Poppet, I am enough. And it says, draw a shape such as a circle or flower on a double piece of felt or fabric and cut the shape out, giving you 2 pieces the same. Sew up the shape to form a pocket with magic is called a poppet. Stuff the poppet with dried lavender or flowers, straw, or cotton wool. Sew it up completely and decorate it. Hold it against your heart and think about really happy and exciting things you may have experienced. Something beautiful you have seen or a movie that made you feel good. Clap 3 times, make a wish, and leave the poppet somewhere visible and safe. This is like a craft. This is like a little crafty, and you got your little poppet, and you can put anything in your poppet you want. And it's just something beautiful that can make you feel like you are enough. And I wouldn't do any kind of ritual, blah, 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 whatever they call it. I would do it for your inner feeling and how you're feeling when you look at the card and how you're feeling when the number 16 flows through you and thinking that I am enough because someone out there is thinking they're not enough. Guess what? You're enough. You're unique, like Puppet, like Happy Poppet. You're unique. And I just thought that card was great and it would just cheer somebody up and make them feel a little better today. I'm going to go into the reading. I said I had a lot of cards. I was not kidding. My husband said, wow, okay. And I said, well, they're calling, they're telling me as I'm feeling, and they're going, me, me, me. So, okay. And I felt a lot of me in these cards when they come out. It was nothing's an accident. Everything is as it seems. Okay. Now, the first one we got, I keep saying I don't know why, maybe because I am enough. The first card that we got for the collective was a 31, which is a 4, and it says dry desert. And when I looked at this card, I felt it. I literally felt like I was walking alone in a desert and I'm looking back, and that was home. I'm looking back and I'm wondering if I should keep going. No, actually, I'm looking forward because the footsteps go behind her. But see, I'm looking at it that she was headed home, looking back, and she changed her mind, or she's thinking about changing her mind. She's in thought. Dig deep for inspiration and truth. Now is the time to become resilient and adaptable. Is your life presenting you with opportunities that seem to yield nothing? Have your ideas dried up? Does it feel like you're on an endless journey through a dry, hot, lifeless desert? This card reminds you that there are times when you're meant to become resilient. As you journey through harsher circumstances, you're being required to conserve your energy until after consistent effort, you reach the oasis you're searching for. Consider the creatures that live in these conditions. They have adapted to thrive in spite of the outer environment. In a desert, water essential for life can be found deep underground. Go deep within yourself now. Find your truth there. Let spirit sustain you while you locate the real source. Whatever it is you're asking about will not be found in the conditions you're in until you move past the surface of things and choose to do the real work and discover the answers deep within you. This may not seem like the most productive time, but looks are deceiving. Is a most important place to find what's truly right for you. You know, I'm going to say this about this card. I can envision myself meditating and going out of the box that I'm in. And I'm trying to envision and clear my mind, but my mind is occupied by the bird and the home. And I keep walking, but then I turn around and look. So I'm kind of hesitating. And what really strikes me about this too is she's completely alone. And this is what I've been feeling. I said to my husband, I said, my parents have been in my life all my life. We were pretty close. My mom lived away, but we talked on the phone every day. Even though she was 2,000 miles away, she was in California, I was in Pennsylvania, or I was in Florida, and she was in Pennsylvania. We spoke every day on the phone just about. There wasn't a day that didn't pass that I wasn't talking to my mother. Living together, we were oil and water. We could not get along. Me and my dad lived together. But to be my mother, she was amazing. And I think I keep going through that. I'm going through that dark night of the soul right now, where I'm looking back, but I've got to be careful because the last 10 years have been hard on all of us as my parents started to fade out of our lives. And this is where I've been for quite a while now. I've had friends turn their back, completely walk away, no questions asked. So that's telling me they really didn't give a shit. I've had friends that don't even talk to me anymore now that I moved out of Pennsylvania. And I'm thinking, well, that was me holding that together. And usually it would make me really sad. But you know what? I guess it was a lesson that I had to learn, and I have to be strong about it because not everybody in your life is going to stay forever. It's a learning experience. I had my parents for a long time, and I'm so grateful and thankful, but it's time for me to quit looking back and look ahead is what I'm thinking. She's looking ahead and I keep looking back. So I think that's the footsteps that you're looking back. Too much looking back is not good. And we got the world with that card. Uh, and the world was in reverse, and the world is a 21, which is a 3, which of course they're divine messages. And this is how the card came out. So she almost looks like the hangman if you were just looking at it, but she's actually comfortable in she's grounded. The world reversed means lack of closure, lack of achievement, feeling incomplete, emptiness. You may have achieved many things, but you feel a sense of emptiness or dissatisfaction. You have all the pieces, but they don't seem to fit together in a meaningful way. You may be feeling increasingly tempted to give up on what you have started and leave things unfinished. Okay, let's try this again. My dogs are wound for sound today. You may be feeling increasingly tempted to give up on what you have started and leave things unfinished. Perhaps you are resistant to change, feeling that you are not yet ready for the new experience. Well, my opinion with this is, yeah, you better get ready for the experience because we are going to have the experiences. And yeah, look at this. This was the clarifier for this card. She's kind of in limbo and she's kind of looking like she's in limbo here. Okay, that's interesting. Now we got a 13, and of course, and it was really funny that the first few cards that came out were reversed. Uh, this is 13, which is a 4, and it's solitude, but it's reversed. It's upside down. And if you look at it, oh my, okay, I just realized this. This looks like two worlds. Okay. Hey, now if you look at this card, I want you to look at it really deep and think about it. It looks like two worlds. And this was the clarifier for this card. Is she looking at the other world? Maybe in her dreams? And is Earth School making her feel like she's in limbo? Okay, so the solitude card reversed means too much solitude results in isolation and separation. Now is the moment to get together with friends and join in the merriment. Hiding out will lead to loneliness and negative thinking. Separation at this time isn't a healthy choice. Are you in a situation in which you feel alone? You need to share this, not keep it into yourself. By joining in with others, you'll hear what you need to know because spirit finds what ways to speak through them without their even knowing it. You have the key to let yourself out of this prison. You are loved and never alone. Yeah, that kind of does like look like a prison. Like it's cold. It looks like there's as above, so below. And it just, I don't know, it feels really strange to me. Um, the way that card came out. Okay, and now we got the Knight of Wands, and he was reversed. Hmm. Arrogant, reckless, impatient, lack of self-control, passive, volatile, and domineering. The Knight of Wands reversed can signify the asker has a buildup of creative energy and motivation, but feels confused about how to best channel it. This card also indicates the asker has worked hard on themselves initially. Now is the time to apply the lesson they have learned to move ahead in their life. Look for answers within and see how the wisdom can help navigate the impasses that may be encountered. Now, that's kind of an interesting clarifier because this one was upside down and this one was upside down. But if you look at it, the dog is looking up, the guy's looking down, and it looks like a whole world back there. It still looks like two worlds. So are they male, female with a pet and they're all messed up and they're just sitting at home with Toto eating cookies? Too much meditation, too much gone out of the world. You can't meditate enough. but you can't be gone out of the world either because you got to be part of the world. I see too many people going around just being out of the world. Sometimes you need to when you're around certain people that they don't feel like they're in your world, but everybody's kind of in each other's world. It's And then we got a 26, and I thought this was really interesting because this is my birthday, 26. I was born on July 26th. And it's an 8, which is infinity, which was the mummy card too, the infinity back there. And it's deep freeze. And it's reversed. Yep. Oh, no, it wasn't reversed. Deep freeze was not reversed. Okay, that's even better. Everything has its season. Now it's time to put activity on hold while you rest. The cold winter beckons you to slow down and put a freeze on things that are not yet ready to bloom. It's time for regeneration and hibernation. Forgo ambitious activities, a pregnant pause allows ideas to gesture, projects to shift and change, and relationships to go through a dreamy state of being, not going anywhere, not needing to. This is also a time to put all your arguments on ice. Nothing beneficial will come from any of them. Self-care is the most important activity now. So reflect, read a good book, or get a massage, rest, and dream. I feel that card. I do because I've been trying to get more rest because I have been really tired lately. So now the clarifier on the deep freeze was the Four of Wands, and that was upside down also. Reversed, excuse me, reversed. Okay, you can look at that card reverse and see what you think about it as I read it, and then I'll think more about what it really is trying to tell us. Lack of support, instability, feeling unwelcome, transcendence, lack of roots, home conflict. The Four of Wands reverse can signify that the current has recently reached an important goal, but has not taken the time to celebrate the achievement. This card reminds the current to acknowledge how far they have come. The Four of Wands reverse can also indicate insecurity in the current's home environment with family members or a loved interest. Perhaps they are in a period of transition with their living situation or in their close relationship. Um, See, I feel the deep freeze really writes it because, yeah, see, they were not reversed, they're dancing under the sky. Reversed, they're hanging. They're like hanging around. There's home and they're hanging around. A bunch of them are hanging around. Um, to me, it looks like that's the party that you're missing because you're in isolation and you're hanging around a home, somebody else that is either partying or not partying. But yeah, too much. I think someone's going in the deep freeze because there's too much chatter around them, too much going on around them, and they can't think. I know I get to that point. I can't think if there's too much going on around them. And if somebody talks really fast to me, like they talk really fast naturally, I can't understand what the hell they're saying. So to me, you got to kind of speak a little normal. Nothing against you, but I can't understand. Okay, what'd you say? So, yeah, good. Okay, now we've got a 40. We got this a while back, and it's at 3 o'clock. I thought it was 2 o'clock. No, it is. It's 10 to 2. So it's 250, which is a 7. And it's follow the leader. And this was not reversed. Every life is a teaching tool for others. Your authenticity and honesty are an example to those around you. You are being called to lead others by example. Your wisdom has been earned as a result of your bravery in the adventure of your life. The experiences of battles won and lost, places discovered, tears shed, and joy revealed have placed you in a unique position to be of servant to others. Your suffering has been crystallized into a talisman of wisdom. Now you must share it by being fully authentic. You'll lead others into the light. You'll be required to divulge some things about your past so that you may help someone else. Lead with love. There is another message here as well. Look to those whose great character and accomplishments you admire. Emulate the leaders you respect. You will then in turn have more to offer. Um, there's a duck, there's a baby duck, there's a looks like a pheasant, a quail, and another duck, swan, and a fairy. And there looks like a fence over here starting. Yeah, follow the leader. Just when you feel that you're in the right spot. Yeah, I'm going to do the clarifier for the 40, and the clarifier for the 40 is the Four of Cups. Because I think a lot of this problem is too much thought. Too much, too much, too much. That's what I keep hearing. Too much, too much. Four of Cups. I I can feel her. I can feel that she's distant. She's not interested in anything. This is this is apathy, contemplation, feeling disconnected, melancholy, boredom, indifference, disconnected. The Four of Cups represents boredom, self-isolation, and blockage. The current may currently feel dissatisfied with their routine, unmotivated, or stuck in a rut. This card signifies that there are opportunities flowing toward the current, but they have shut themselves off from receiving these gifts. This may be a result of having been hurt or rejected in the past. Um, See, this one really makes sense to me because she's got a book. Okay. Follow the leader is the clarifier. But if you go this way, she's looking at it, but it's not convincing her. And if you look at this way, she's looking away from it. But she's got see there it's the problem solver is handing her something to help, and she's completely so bored she's ignoring it. She doesn't know what to do. Follow a leader. Are you a leader? Are you the one that needs to lead and you're just in like this meditative hermit mode, no no, I don't want to do anything mode. I can't deal with everything mode. Don't talk to me. I'm reading a book. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling with those cards. This is, and I've been like that. It's like I've got to lay down. There's too much going on in my mind. There's too much talking and not enough meditating and getting the results and feeling the results. Because this is a really funky time right now for my brother and me, and a lot of people that are going through the same thing. Um, because we also got 41 unexpected visitors. We've been getting this a lot lately, and that's a five, which is change. She's got a frog on the frog pad. She's got the white rabbit. She's looking, she's like actually spying on somebody because they're unexpected. She's like, who's there? I'm not going to answer it. Okay, I'll open the door a little bit, and there's all kinds of stuff going on out there. If you expect the unexpected, you'll be prepared for miracles, detours, surprises, and paradigm shifts. Expect the unexpected, no matter how detailed your plans are and how clear you believe the road ahead to be. There are times when the best plans are waylaid by unforeseen circumstances. At first, detours may seem inconvenient, but a surprise turn of events signals that the adventure of life is beginning to get interesting. No one can plan for synchronicities, for fate and destiny to meet except spirit. Who knows what you can't comprehend for now? Life is full of surprises, too, so stay on your toes and enjoy this exciting new adventure you weren't expecting. There is a plan for your life that may not match up with your agenda. So be open-minded. I'm thinking that there's somebody here that is just hiding out. They're hiding from everything. See, that's what that's telling me. Let's see what the clarifier says about it. The clarifier is the Seven of Pentacles. Interesting. Seven of Pentacles, harvest, rewards, results, growth, progress, perseverance, patience, and planning. The Seven of Pentacles represents long-term vision, substantially and assessment. This card indicates that the asker has been cultivating their goals through hard work and determination. The Seven of Pentacles is an invitation to project a long-term vision. Remember, the best rewards came from sustained efforts over time, as supported to quick wins. The asker may feel that not enough progress has been made. A lot of people feel that, and that's really crazy because there has been so much. See, he is coming toward you, and he has beautiful flowers around him, and he's working, but he's going to help you clear out the leaves and the debris for the animals to enjoy themselves. Hey, now we got to one more card. This is pretty cool. Okay. We got a number 30, which is a 3, which is a divine message at the end, and 120 of 2025, 12-3. That was a divine message that we started. We shifted. This is a 30, and it says making a choice, and it's upside down, it's reversed. This is not the time to abdicate responsibility for your life. Letting others choose for you doesn't make things easy. Don't compromise because you're afraid of facing the consequences of your choices. Even if you've opted for a different path, you can always make another choice in the future. There is great power in reclaiming your ability to choose. No one can take that away from you, no matter what. Don't give your power away. If you're willing to be righteous, honest with yourself, and about your motives behind your choices, you may see the need to change things. You can change course and choose another route. Just be willing to clean up what you've left behind. I'm thinking the unexpected visitor is the one that's going to clean up. She's looking. She's looking out there and she sees his little wheelbarrow. He's going to help. I wasn't expecting. I'm surprised. Then you got to make that choice. Okay, it's the road leading above, and this way, it's the path leading to two choices. But here, the path is going in and it looks the same. It's like reverse. It's like above and a below. Which path are you going to take? Okay. So we got the making choices and it's flippied. It's really flippied. You know, something happened to me yesterday that makes sense with this card. And I want you to listen to the story because I'm going to tell you my little story. And then you can think about your little story is probably similar. My husband is a worrywart. Okay. Not me, not so much. I'll swim with the sharks or something, but no, not really. So he's a worrywart. And last night I come home from friends and I said to him, the moon is beautiful. You want to take a ride up to the highway? I want to take some pictures of the moon because we have trees there. They're kind of hide the moon. I couldn't see it very good. I don't want to go. He says, okay. I said, grab my camera. I said, okay, I'm going to run up to the end of the road. It's like 2 miles, I don't know, 2.5 miles. And it's like 9:30 at night. And I go up and I'm taking pictures and I watch my area, I make sure nobody's following me or anything, and I'm safe. I'm at a church and I'm taking pictures. So I took the pictures and I went home and he says, don't you ever do that again. Don't you ever go out that late at night without your cell phone and your purse and everything else. Because I left everything here. I just took my camera. I was just going up the road to take a picture. And I'm like, don't worry about it. He's, no, I really worry about it, blah, 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 blah. So this morning, I got up and I said to him, I said, you know what? Got to be really careful what you're doing. Because for one thing, that is like a fear factor that you're putting into somebody's head. That they're going to go up to the corner of the friggin' road 2.5 miles away and they're going to get abducted because you're worried. So you're mouthing off to me now because you're worried I'm going to get abducted. That is thinking of what are you thinking of? That's fear. So then you portray the fear on me as a woman. But guess what? It didn't do that to me. But I'm thinking some women it would. Some women would worry and they'd like, okay, I'm in my house, I'm safe. I ain't gonna go out and do nothing because the boogeyman might get me. Oh, hell no. I said to him, don't ever put that in somebody's mind because you know what? Someday you may pass before me and you might make me this afraid little girl out there that, oh my God, I go out at dark and something's going to happen. That is not a good way to be as a husband, a friend, a protector, or whatever you're going to be. It is not a good way to put fear in somebody for doing what they want to do. Stop it. And I told him that too. And he thought about what I said. I said, you're making me fear. And if something happens to you, I'll be scared to death. Don't do that. And he realized it because I'm an adult and I can make the right decisions. Now, with the make a choice card, and it was reversed, we got the star, and it's an 18, which is a 9. And we started with a 9 because today is 12/16/2025. 18 goes down to a 9. And that's what this is, 18, the end card of these. This is the clarifier for making choices. hope, inspiration, positivity, faith, renewal, healing, and rejuvenation. The star card brings hope, renewed power, and strength to carry on with life. It shows how abundantly blessed you are by the universe, as evidenced by the various things around you. Remember that you hold within you all that you need for your fulfillment. The only thing that you need is courage. For this, you have every reason to rejoice. I got courage. I'm not going to let some guy scare the crap out of me. I don't care if you're my brother, mother, father, husband, whatever you are, that I'm going to be scared to go out after dark. Are you crazy? He never did that when we lived in Pennsylvania, but all of a sudden now Florida, he's been doing that. And, it wasn't a good thing when I had to really talk with him. Don't do that shit to me. I don't like it. And you're putting fear factor into people. Stop it. You want to be afraid? Go be afraid. Not me. I'm not going to live my life like that. Okay. So now we've got some more. And like I said, this wasn't going to be a quick reading because I got too much shit. And I need a cup of coffee, is what I need. So I'm going to take a little 5-minute break. You'll see me in a minute. We're going to do the Magic Spirit Oracle. Get right there. Hey, I got my coffee and I'm ready to go because this was very interesting. The Magic Spirit Oracle. These cards were very interesting to come out. Now, the first one that came out was the 7. It's time to come home. Goddess of the sea, abundance, purification, and ego. We got this a few weeks ago, I think. And the reason that this is so interesting is my father was a fisherman. And the goddess of the sea is holding her hands out so the fisherman can go through the tunnel to the new dimension. I am coming home to where my soul calls me. The fisherman has been on a long and challenging journey. He has been casting his net for fish, but the fish do not come. His soul is starving and he is longing for more. Suddenly he sees a shining light in the distance, a soft purple glow that he decides to follow. He is led to the goddess of the sea, her ruling element being the force, the forces, and symbology of water. Her purpose is to help us remember where the real treasures are. She can show you what it is you need, not just what you want. And if you are willing to know, you can show she can show you what your soul versus your ego. She takes you beyond your false needs and false self. She shows you a world of true spiritual abundance. The fisherman symbolizes the ego and its endless desire and hunger for more. Yet he is searching in the wrong places and it's never enough. He blunders the sea and gets lost in its vast expansion. After all his searching for more, he has never felt less. Small, insignificant, empty, even though an abundant sea lies beneath him and all around him. The goddess of the sea dissolves everything that is not true or rooted in soul. This can be painful as we all have our vices. She is powerful and represents the endless abundance of water, its purification, power, and the cleansing it can bring. That, my friends, is a message to me, but also to the collective. That is my father, in my opinion. This is what I'm feeling. It could be your father, but my story. I see this card as my father on his boat going into the other dimension, and my mother, the beautiful water sign, the goddess she always was, is helping him through. I love that. I just love this. Pulling this card is affirmation of her awakening within you. You're starting to notice more of what is not true. You're realizing more often when you are casting a net for false treasure. The things that used to sparkle have become dull and undesirable. You feel called towards what is real for you. You're becoming less and less like the fisherman. This card can also be a sign to watch extra closely where you are fishing. The sea goddess calls you near and has much to show you. You are so close to her. It is time to come now. Release your net. You won't need it much longer. Wow, people, that is really close to home for me. Oh my goodness. Reflect or journal on the fish you used to cast your net for. Acknowledge the false ego desire you no longer seek or catch. Appreciate the times you have chosen to come home instead, reflecting on anything now that feels misaligned for you or anything. That doesn't seem to shine like it used to. This is your sign to let the net loose. Okay. Okay. I said to my husband, it's going to pick up a lot of my energy on these cards because I haven't done a reading in a week, but I also feel the energy of the collective. So it is somebody else has a fisherman or somebody in their life like the fisherman that they're trying to help through into another dimension. And I'm assuming it was a water sign. Now, this one that came out, I was really floored. It is a 28. It is a 10. It's a 1. And it says in her book that's glowing with her jewels around and her little spider and her magic pencil and the candle lit with books floating above her, crescent moon on her forehead, and the glow on her t-shirt of the heart chakra with her coffee cup, like mine. Dark night of the soul, transformation, awakening, the tower. Take a good look at that card. On the book, it says she dug until the, the cause was in, found her heart light. So she was going through a dark night of the soul, which most of us are. And she transformed awakening power as a warrior. In darkness, I can cultivate my light. Yeah. Polarity, opposite, positive, negative. The tower, deepest cave, the endless desert. A dark night of the soul is a period of extreme challenges, whether internal, external, or both. It is the fight with the dragon, the monsters in your head, the demons in your life. It is to experience a great loss or catastrophe, confusion. It is the thing that every human wishes to avoid but cannot. It is a stirring of your soul, a call for the deepest of transformations, whether that be a reconstruction of your life, values, or self. These periods can take us to a hell of sorts. They take us to a place so deep within us that we think it will never end. A trap door through which we just keep falling into a great void of darkness, experiences, and painful emotions. It can strip everything away from us. We have no choice but to face the dragon, to find the treasure, to seek the light, to become the warrior we were always capable of being. This is when we become a more powerful version of self, when we learn the ways of the great witches who came before us and know that we are so much stronger, wiser, and worthier than we thought possible. We earn our gifts in this place. Those we were not born, but were always meant for, that we weren't born with, but we were always meant for. Our new self is forged in the fire of transformation, and we can do more than just survive. We can become the light that we so desperately need. We can rise from the ashes and become the phoenix. We can awaken to the powerful truth of our own being. Pulling this card can confirm that you have experienced an evolution of your soul, that you have overcome or are capable of overcoming difficulties and receiving the gifts that come from that. As hard and as dark as it may be, you are learning the way of the warrior. This card also has an energy of transformation behind it. Perhaps the feeling your soul is stirring and that it is time for new growth within. Or you want to change your life, your beliefs, or your values. Listen to this calling and do not fear the dark if you already have your lantern and compass. Reflect on how some of the darkest periods of your life led to some of the most profound changes within you, how they led you to deeper understanding, strengths, and or awakenings. Honor yourself for making it through them. Knight yourself, recognize the sword that you now carry or will soon earn. That makes a lot of sense because I feel that dark night of the soul right now, and it is transforming me and waking me up. But it is sad in my life too because I lost the two people that the creator gave to create, and now I'm alone in this world without those two. And they were very significant in my life, as most parents are. Now, we got the Gateway of Light activation, and I know we're on the right path because we got the Halls of Amenti, initiation, secrets revealed, treasures uncovered, and oops, intuitions. That's the choice card, the dark and the light. Secrets revealed, treasures uncovered, initiations. The halls of Manetti are a sacred learning space that were energetically transported by Thoth from Atlantis to the spiritual plane before Atlantis came to an end. It is said that the portal to this etheric retreat is energetically connected to the Great Pyramid of Giza. Many believe that the physical remains of these halls can be found there. We don't have to physically visit Egypt to access their energies through. The halls of Manetti are said to have been the home of the Emerald Tablet. They are a space of ancient mysteries in service to the expansion of humanity. On this card, you will see two pillars, an echo of the two pillars that have been found in sacred places throughout history. The black pillar represents the physical world, and the white represents the spiritual, indicating that this sacred space is between the worlds. If you feel called to these halls of these seemingly oddly familiar, there is a chance you have visited them in dream time or even before the incarnation. Imagine you are at the Great Pyramid. Above its apex, a portal opens, drawing you in. See yourself at the center of a sacred temple. Set clear intentions to align with your higher purpose and receive a transmission of ancient wisdom. You are in a deep initiatory chamber at this time. You might feel that things are heavy and challenging, but know that a reconfiguration is happening energetically. You are going through an initiation that will allow you to go beyond the fears of the ego and transcend the limitations of the physical realm. You might not feel that light is present because you are in the middle of this phase at the moment, but know that it is present within you. You might be feeling frustrated or overwhelmed, but a lot of this anxiety is actually old energies that were stored in the deepest of your body being released so that your vibration can rise. I really believe that I have a lot of energies right now because of the loss that my brother and I just had that I'm working on. I'm doing my soul travel right now, my soul journey again and again and again. I am not going to read all these cards, but I am going to read some of them because this was kind of an adventure, an eye-opening journey into the unknown. And we are going to take a journey into the unknown right now. Now, the first card, this is the Starseed Oracle. And I'm going to read just a hint of it to get you an idea, but I seen what's going on in these cards. So, yeah, I'm okay with it. Now, the first card that we got was the Star Ancestors. Hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. The ancients knew much more than we do about our connection with the stars, their pyramids, temples, and other places of worship created in precise alignment with the stars exist in all corners of the world. What if this ancient wisdom is available for you to uncover now? You're being called to think and listen with your ancient heart and soul, to tap into the part of you that remembers and knows. All ancient secrets are whispered forever in your ears. All mystics knowing blooms in your heart. All potent power pumps through your veins. You're being invited to step into your ancient knowledgeness, to be held by the rememberings of the star ancestors, to look a little deeper. If you're feeling stuck, you're being called to do something different, to change your point of view. Creativity happens when we put together two things that don't belong. When we do the unexpected, so often a creative solution is right in front of us. But because we think the same thoughts and act the same way, we miss what's in the open. You're here to remember and uncover ancient secrets and transmissions, technology and wisdom that are so needed on the planet right now, to unlock your soul's memories of a time when we lived in harmony on Earth and one day will again. Place this card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following: I'm ready to remember ancient mysteries and secrets from deep within. That was a very powerful message, okay? But then it gets better. The next card that came out was the Child of the Cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. How can you surrender more deeply to the intelligence flow of life? The intelligence of the universe lies within you. There's a mysterious force that governs all of life, and intelligence that tells flowers when to bloom and the tides and seasons when to come and go. That intelligence is within you too. It was there before you drew your first breath, and it will be there well beyond your last. It's the part of you that informed every cell what to do when you were in your mother's womb. It's harder to resist this force than it is to surrender to it. Because Earth is a planet of polarity and free will, it's easy to forget that this intelligence exists within us. So often we become disconnected from the pulse of life and fall into the pattern of believing that we're separate or feeling that we need to go it alone. We can feel isolated and as if we needed to figure things out for ourselves, to rely on our own strengths. You're being called to remember the intelligence that within each and every one of your cells, to remember that you are a precious child of a loving, gentle universe, that you have access to all of the intelligence, wisdom, strength, flow, and qualities there ever were or will be. And to remember that if flowers know exactly when and how to bloom, then you do too. I thought that was amazing cards to get together. And then it gets better. We got the double vision, double mission. The double mission. Lightworker starseeds serve the world by being you. Lightworker starseeds are mission and purpose oriented. Many have the feelings that time's running out and there's something they came here to do. Create or contribute. They're here to grow as souls individually, individual mission, and also to contribute to the planet in some action oriented way, collective mission. Okay, now, this has been a really hectic day for me. I've got animals barking. I've got my husband saying, "Come here and look at this. I got a cold. I got a this." So, where were we? We're on the double mission. There's a collective mission is often answered through a career calling or by devoting their life to something bigger until they remember their collective mission. It can feel as if something's missing or that they're forgetting something important. It's common for light workers, star seeds, to feel that they're different and they may carry soul memories of being visible or sharing their voice. As such, they may protect themselves by dimming their light in order to fit in or by spending time in some sort of closet, such as a spiritual closet. If you pull this card, you're being called to remember your collective mission and step into it even more fully. You're being reminded that your role as a light worker is to light up the world within your presence. This doesn't have to be a great big thing or a decision you need to make. You also don't need to have a great big plan. If you resonate with being a light worker, all you need to do is work out what lights you up, your passion and joys, and keep doing that. When you trust and follow the simple path of things that light you up and then lose yourself in the doing, you'll light up the world without even trying. How can you serve the world by being you? That's a question you need to write in your book. So after the double mission, then we got the portal, which I think is very interesting. And it says doors are opening, you decide rewards, and it's a wild card. Doors are opening, you decide rewards, wild card. Doors are opening for you. Your thoughts are extra powerful for you right now. Planets are aligning, the timing is right. The universe is saying, yes, you have the Midas touch. Your hard work is being rewarded. This is a time when you can reap the rewards for efforts made in the past. It's also a time when you can achieve a lot. Great leaps can be made, extreme transformation can occur, great distance can be traveled in a short space of time. You're swimming with the cosmic current of life. What experience would you like to have? What do you want to create? What new adventure would you like to manifest? Don't lose focus. Use this moment in time wisely. Be conscious and clear with your emotions and thinking projects that you've been working on are coming to fruition. Things are in full bloom. It's time to take your harvest and taste your well-earned fruits. When this card comes up in a spread, it's a sure sign that effortless change is possible. If you've been looking for a sign, this is your portal into the new reality. Now is the time to make big changes. If you've been invited to switch things up, you're extremely well supported right now. Use the energy and jump right in. What would you most like to experience? So that's what you got to ask yourself, what you most likely experience. And then we got trust the timing. This is trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. And the next one we got is I remember soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. And we've talked about that. Now, I read a few of them, but I'm not going to read them all because they're basically self-explanatory. All paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. And big picture thinking, Palladian's energy, visionary, inspired ideas. So you have all the everything you need. And the last card we got was a number 16, Psychic Gifts. Learn to trust your intuition. This is from the Golden Future. When the frequency of people's throat chakras become fully fifth dimensional, they become telepathic. This engenders direct, honest, and clear communication, which in turn creates trust, peace, and a sense of safety. Clairvoyance and remote viewing are possible with certain chambers of the third eye chakra are activated in the golden future. Everyone will see auras and energy fields, so everything will be revealed. We will know exactly who everyone is and their gifts and talents, as well as how they feel. Everyone will be able to send and receive video messages directly from the third eye, and the third eye in tune to what is happening far away. Many will be able to see into the future. As the veils between the worlds thin, people will see clairvoyant through the dimensions into the spiritual and angelic realms and communicate with the beings of light who guide and help us. In the golden future, people's calm, clear minds will enable their psychic gifts to develop. Choose this card indicates it is a time to ask Archangel Muriel and beautiful pink and white angels of love, compassion, and harmony to help you develop your psychic chakras and have confidence in the guidance you receive. She enables you to see with new eyes and trust your sixth sense. So center yourself and clear your mind. The more deeply you relax and soothe your thoughts and emotions, the easier it will become to bring forward your psychic and spiritual gifts. Be very aware of your gut feeling and act on them. Observe your psychic impressions about people and learn to trust what you receive. Practice looking through and slightly beyond people and trees to sense what their auras reveal. Validate your flashes of intuition and they will become stronger and more frequent. Yeah, that's a beautiful card. This was a great reading, guys. I mean, I hope that you got something out of this reading. And you know what? I love everybody and make every step in your journey be magical. And you know what? Just be you.